Alright, since I need to get this sent in to Spyderco, it's been over a week since I spoke to them at the warranty department. I need to get this video done and get this sent out. This was to be my 30 days of Zdp-189 carry. That's what started me looking into this knife, the entire thing. I took it to work on the factory edge. The factory edge felt pretty good. I broke down one box pretty early on in the day, and I struggled to get through that one box, maybe totaling 12 to 15 feet of cardboard cutting. So I took it home, I sharpened it a couple times, and I started cutting with it. What I noticed was around 10 feet of cardboard cut, I could see, took no magnification. You could see visible apex damage all in the area that I was, and I tried using different areas of this blade as well. You could see visible apex damage after 10 feet. I did push it to 50 feet cut, and the damage was quite significant. I do have pictures of it somewhere. I'll try to dig those out and make a post about it on Instagram so you guys can actually see it. So before I sent it off to Kurt, I did that like 3 or 4 times, give or take one time, and the result was always the same. Around the 10 to 12 foot mark, it had visible apex damage, and it struggled to be able to cut 50 feet, and like I said, the damage was significant. So I sent it off, and as you can see, it was Rockwell tested 5 times in different areas. We'll get to that in a minute. And this is what we found. No tungsten in this scan, and no manganese. But we have 2.5% zinc, which isn't even supposed to be in Zdp-189 that I'm aware of. So a second scan was done in a different spot, and now we're showing manganese, tungsten, and 0.13, 0.14% zinc in a different spot. Thought that was odd enough. Went ahead, and at that point it had 3 different Rockwell tests done: 63.3, 64.8, 64.2. So thought about it for a couple days. A few of us talked about it for a couple days. This is what Zdp-189 should look like. Now, there were 4 more scans done, and in 4 additional spots on top of the 2 that were done to begin with, and went ahead and had it Rockwell tested again. So we had 3 64.2s, a 64.8, and a 63.3. Now, as far as I can tell, the only problem is that it has zinc in it, and that zinc is keeping it from performing how it should. At some point in the process of making the steel, it got contaminated, and the performance it's really bad. When I talked to the people at Spyderco, they did inform me of stuff like, there are counterfeits out there, but I will say I do have Mike from I Heart Knives M390 Delica in for testing. Everything matches up. I do not believe this to be a fake. I don't believe if someone was faking a Zdp-189 Delica that they would go to the trouble of using a steel that was contaminated ZDP, and not only that, hitting 64 HRC with it. The markings are the same, down to, as you can see, there's some plastic flashing around the Spyderco symbol on both knives. It's the same. There's some flashing down here on both knives, exactly the same. The logos are the same. The clips are exactly the same, except mine's worn because I did carry it for a day at work. So, to the best that I can tell, there's absolutely nothing fake about this knife. It's just contaminated Zdp-189. Now, what Spyderco is going to do about it, I'm not sure yet. That's why I'm making this video now, showing that all the markings line up. The plastic injection moldings are the same for the most part, except for color. The clip's the same. It does have 4 scans that came out okay. Going across the... I'm not positive. I would have to ask again exactly. I do have a diagram, but it doesn't show exactly the spot. Each one was tested. So, there will be a follow-up video to this once I find out what Spyderco is going to do. If they're going to replace it, I sure hope they don't tell me it's a fake, because, like I said, everything lines up with, and this isn't the only Delica I've compared it to. This just happens to be the only other Delica I currently have to compare it to. But once I find out what Spyderco is going to do, I will follow up and let you guys know. No matter what happens, there'll be a follow-up video. So this is a start. I'm going to package it up, get it out tomorrow. And as soon as I hear from them, get a knife back, get in for whatever I get from them, I will update and let you guys know what happened with the Zdp-189 Delica. That is why I couldn't use this knife for my 30 days of ZDP, and Josh ended up loaning me his Endura. So that's all I have for this one. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.